Hello friends, hope you're doing well. Tomorrow, election day in the United States, so keep an eye out for a lot of potential volatility. Also earnings on a few of these plays. Let's take a look at Uber, PYPL DKNG, Pluge, NVDA, NIO, BA, and SAP. All right, Uber on the daily time frame. We had a beautiful equilibrium setting up. Unfortunately, our sequence of lower lows and higher lows has been negated with a break under 33.61 on the 28th. Which means we're just going to be looking for a lower high under 36.99 in the development of a new downtrend. It could take a lot of forms. Right now, I'm just going to be looking for a lower high somewhere under here, right against that trend line would be beautiful, because who doesn't like drawing a beautiful trend line and having it work out? But really, anything under 36.99 is going to give us a lower high, and we are expecting that. Earnings are going to be on when? The 5th. So between elections and earnings, this chart's going to get real wonky. So resistance at 36.99, 38.35, and then we've got 31.55 support, and below that we've got a little bit here at 32.90. So moving forward, I'm just looking for a lower high under 36.99, and I'm going to be open to volatility and opportunity as it arises. Another way to look at this chart, let's see, the weekly time frame is setting up possible weekly high or low here, but we need to see that nice daily trend change. So if we happen to get a break above 37, or earnings is really positive and we get up over this area of congestion in 38.52 to 38.35, that is our weekly high or low set, and we will be looking to upside continuation with a almost a weekly equilibrium. That'd be pretty good. Next resistance would be 41.86. Let's see what the earnings bulls can do for us. Hopefully the earnings bulls show up. PayPal. This one has earnings that are underway as we speak. Last look at it, we were in the realm of 174, which puts our next support at 171.63. If we go to the weekly time frame, we have a little bit of weekly support in addition, right around, let's turn this magnets on, at 164.33, and let's make sure we got the right level. We do, 171.63. Let's go right to the 4-hour time frame. We're going to see where we are. On the hourly time frame and the 4-hour time frame, we had a pretty consistent downtrend. We hit that high, a lower high, and now we've set ourselves down to new lows. We're holding up relatively well, all things considered. 171.63 support is still intact, and what we're going to look for is going to be a hold of that support, a bounce, and a lower high underneath 192.71. That will give us a 4-hour lower high, and it would pretty much keep the chart intact as for what we have been seeing recently, going back to the 21st. So this trend is still intact. Earnings hasn't changed. The short-term perspective on PYPL, looking for a support hold at 171.63. If we can get a support hold at 171.63, we're going to be looking for a higher low over that level into a resumption of a daily uptrend, which for the most part has been in PayPal's favor, and then we'll be looking for a test at 215.83. So if you're looking for a swing position, we want to see these bulls really defend 171.63 and get themselves a new 4-hour uptrend and maybe change that daily course a little bit. DKNG, very much in control of the bears. Absolutely no sign of strength yet. We saw a glimmer of hope the other day with an hourly trend attempt, but that just didn't happen. We have support at 34.47, so that is still holding. We'll see where we are in our after hours. Earnings is on the 13th, so still a ways away. We have potential to hold a weekly support here. This is a daily level at 34.47, but we could set a weekly higher low here if we can get a good bounce going. And unfortunately, there's just no sign of the bulls yet. So what are we going to be looking for? We want to see a 4-hour trend change. We want to see hourly trend change. I don't see anything on the 4-hour time frame yet. And on the hourly, any attempts to set higher lows just have been pretty much negated. So 37.11, we had a higher low, lower high, and we broke 37.75, continuing the downtrend. We do have a slight hourly support at 34.90. We still have to set a higher low and lock that in, and I'd love to see a break over 36.67. If we can get a break over 36.67, then I may look for a higher low entry on the hourly, somewhere over here, looking for continuation. It would be a pretty high risk, high reward entry way down here on the daily time frame, but we are edging on daily oversold. So we got to start looking to the upside if this support can hold. This has been a lot of bleeding, and we have to wonder at what point are the bulls and the shorts, I should say, at what point are the shorts getting too greedy? And when can we see a little bit of upside here on the daily time frame? Pluge on the daily. Nice big volume day. Earnings are a win on the 5th. We have knocked out a lot of shorts. So this is going to be a good squeeze. Anyone who has been short after the 22nd is now underwater and probably forced to cover. Look at the nice volume on this big, almost Marabuzzo close. Marabuzzo close is when the close is very close to the high of the day, and that shows us the bulls have had complete strength. So on the daily time frame, we don't have a lot in the way of resistance. So we're going to go to the 4-hour time frame, see where our next resistance is, and it is at 1682. So we're going to be looking for short-term overbought conditions on the 15-minute time frame and the hourly time frame. We're going to look for a quick bit of consolidation into continuation at this point. So let's go look at the hourly time frame. Here's a good example of that. We have our support at 1392, an hourly higher low over the low of the 30th. We have ourselves an hourly bull flag into continuation into an inside bar currently. Let's look for this hourly time frame to consolidate, cool off a little bit, give us maybe a 15-minute equilibrium tomorrow, and then I'd be looking for upside continuation into 1682. If we lose hourly higher lows, we're going excuse me, we're going to be looking for some 4-hour consolidation, and anything over 1369 is going to be 4-hour higher low. So short-term Pluge is looking really good. I know it's not Pluge, it's plug, but it's fun to say. NVDA on the daily time frame. Bear volume picking up a little bit, but the bulls are trying to balance it out. However, bears are still winning every fight, and we can see that resulting in overall daily downtrend. Inside bar today, so what we can look for is an inside bar bull break, possible. We'd be looking for a break over 513.47. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we see our nice 4-hour trend develop. That is the lower high that we need to break. We have a higher low attempting to lock in right now. A green 4-hour candlestick would give us that 4-hour higher low. A break over 513 would be beautiful for an inside bar bull break, and we would look for resistance where, let's go back to the daily time frame, our high of 517.46 would be our initial target. And if we go back to the hourly time frame, 514, where was that guy? Come on. Let's mark that out. We'd be looking for a bull break into 517.46. If we can get over top of that, 527.71. And by that time, we've got ourselves an hourly trend change. NIO on the daily time frame. We had ourselves a strong day today, good volume, a lot of bearish pressure, a lot of volatility here, and we have a long way to go to set a daily higher low. We could see a few red days to follow and still be in a relatively okay position as far as the daily bulls are concerned. Anything over 25.46 is going to give us that level. What we could do is, let's try. No, we're not going to try that today. On the 4-hour time frame, 4-hour higher lows, pretty aggressive, overbought on the 4-hour time frame. We're at 67.39, so pretty close to it. Certainly we're spent most of the day up there. We're going to be looking for a higher low over 30.03. Anything over that level is going to give us 4-hour trend continuation. We can go and draw in a little bit of resistance, and that's pretty aggressive for the bulls to maintain. So let's keep an eye on this trend. Looking for something like that. Let's go to the hourly time frame and see how it works. And that looks pretty nice. So hourly bulls definitely in control. This time on the hourly, we're looking for a loss of 31.68. That's today's low of day. If we lose that, then we're going to be testing 30.03. Lose 30.03, and we're looking for more significant 4-hour and daily consolidation, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. BA on the daily time frame. The question is, when can we look for a longer term entry in BA? Well, we have been talking about these fuzzy, ugly green clouds of poison noxious gas that have been trapping and killing the bears. We've lost 145.02. We hit a new low. We got a nice little daily bounce. We go to our weekly time frame. Do we have any weekly support nearby? We don't, but we bounced. So now we have to ask ourselves, is it time to draw something new? Is it time? Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to remove our drawings and keep our indicators, and I'm going to start looking for a daily downtrend, something that maybe I should have been doing a little while ago. So I'm going to draw on the tops of my green candlesticks. Most of my action is contained inside this pattern. And then I'm going to drag this down to the lowest point on my reds. I'm looking at these two guys. That lines up pretty well. And then we see that correlates more or less with what we're seeing over here. So my friends, we have a daily channel on BA to the downside. And now we're looking for a little bit of a bounce. And if we're going to be looking for long-term entries, the only time I would consider an entry, and again, this is going to be the bottom of this downtrend, would be right against support, giving myself as much possibility for sideways action and upside action. I definitely don't want to be buying anywhere in the middle or near the top of this resistance, because that's going to open me up to too much risk and not enough reward. As we go to the 4-hour time frame, what are we looking at? Well, we still have 4-hour lower highs Might have ourselves an hourly uptrend. Higher lows. And 151 resistance seems to be important. So let's go see what that looks like there. Let's also mark out 149.17. Got ourselves hourly higher lows. I want to see the hourly bulls over 151, and then I want a higher low over 143.38. It's still going to be in a bad position overall in the daily trend, but it could be a short-term play, and it might give you some short-term scalp opportunities. But as far as the question goes, when can we look at BA? I'm going to be looking for daily trend change. I'm going to be looking for higher highs, and I want to see us outside of this channel. And that's it. SAP on the daily time frame. Well, big earnings drop and big volume to follow. 90.90 is the support. We are oversold on the weekly time frame. I think we're unlikely to continue to drop all the way to 90.90, and in the short term at least, because the bulls or the bears would have already done so. They had an opportunity to open anywhere that they wanted to, and they decided that they're going to hang out around 100. So we have 100 psychological support. I'm interested in what's happening inside these 4 candlesticks. I'll go to the hourly time frame and try and draw that out there. Hourly downtrend, maybe a little bit of a wedge type shape. It's not very clear if it is a wedge, but I would draw something like this, and I do love drawing, in case you haven't noticed that. Connecting my dots, something like that. So if we can break outside of this wedge, I'm going to be looking for a higher low over 104.64, and then I'm going to be looking for a break above, and I'm also going to be looking for us to break above 105.93. Best case scenario for me would be a rejection from resist, a higher low, trend break, price action break, and then I'll be looking to play that into the probably the 109.87 area of resistance. I'm not so focused on these after hours levels, but 109.87, very close to 110 psychological, seems like a very, very aggressive target for the bulls. We are oversold on the 4-hour, looking at bullish divergence. We're oversold on the daily time frame and the weekly. A bounce is due, may not necessarily come, but if it does come, this is one of the ways that it may make itself apparent to us. That's it. Hopefully this video was useful for you. If it was, please consider hitting like, subscribe, sharing the video. It does help us quite a bit. And that's it. Thanks.